Yeah, let me grab a glass of water.
Don't die. Did I kill Cody Wanner? Which one's more clickbaity? Welcome to this conversation with Cody Wanner. He's a YouTuber, freelancer, and creator of the hashtag No Small Creators group.
My channel had a couple different spikes, and like a lot of really crazy different opportunities that happened, like as a result of people seeing the daily vlog grind, because it can be an inspirational thing to see, or just like, how's this guy like doing this every day? Like, how is every day he's putting out a video, regardless of how good or bad it is? Like, there's something kind of magical about the grind of it. Yeah, that when my channel saw some of the biggest like spikes in views and growth, one of them was up in New York City. Just got this like glimpse of a second where I got to ask Casey Neistat a question while he was walking from one side of his office in 368 to the other side, and kind of wrap that little question into a vlog. And that video got a bunch of views, and I saw some growth. I think maybe like 1,000 subscribers or so came from that video. And also a lot of like dislikers and like people saying I'm just trying to copy Casey, and all of the discourse and conversation that comes from that, and then making videos about like, am I copying Casey and Peter McKinnon and all these people who we all look up to, and is that okay? Like, if yes, is that okay? What does copying actually mean? All that stuff. And but yeah, in there, Peter McKinnon saw one or two or three of my videos and eventually reached out and was like, hey, you should come up to Canada and we should make a video together. And I was like, yeah, man, that sounds great. So about a month later, went up, made a couple videos with Pete, and that was the first time I met him in person, but fast friends, became friends. And
Cody just drove like 100 days to get here,
and then have since then got to do some traveling together, got to make a bunch of more videos together. But that my channels, I was in a video on his channel, on Pete's channel. At the time, I think he had like 2 million subscribers. So of those 2 million, like 20,000 of those people came over to my channel as a result of seeing that video, which is called "Do You Even Matter" on his channel. It's a great video. I go back and watch it still. It's like super inspirational. And yeah, just kept going from there. I got the chance to work with some really cool brands and like do some really cool trips and stuff. Red Bull is one that I've got the chance to work with, and went to France and Austria snowboarding with Red Bull, and then over to Italy covering like parkour free running stuff with Red Bull. I think I had like maybe 2,700 subscribers or something. And like, in my mind, that was more than enough for like the subscriber goal of like what the channel wasn't really about, like a primary goal. I'm sure it was on the goal list, like top 10 goals, growing subscribers was there. But like, in my mind, I just remember crossing 1,000 and just thinking, that's crazy. There's 1,000 people watching these videos and have hit the subscribe button. Like, that's insane. And then 2,000, it already just seems so massive to me. And that's where kind of the concept of No Small Creator, which is just a group that I started at one point, came from. It's just how massive even one video view is, or just the process of creating a video, how massive that is, and how the subscribers is kind of just like almost an afterthought of just how massive creation is. Just anytime you see something with like thousands of actions happening in a short period of time, that is just a very crazy phenomenon. And I was just so grateful and kind of in shock, and just like trying to experience every second of it and just live it up. It was a great feeling.
Yeah. I wanted to talk a little bit about your video with Kamga and just how special that was, that you saw this video of his. What was it about his video that connected with you?
Yeah, for me with Kamga, he was just like really, he had grasped the thing that is so hard to grasp, which is how do I communicate with this camera as though it were a person sitting in front of me, like I'm having a real, authentic conversation with. And like, I say took me like 114 videos, daily videos, to really get to that point where I felt like I was being myself, where I had like found my voice in front of this camera. And so to come across, anytime you come across a creator who you feel like they have figured that out, like they're communicating their real authentic self through this medium of YouTube, it triggers, it's a little flag goes up, you know what I mean? Of like, okay, here's someone who's got it. And that was the case when the first Kamga video I saw. um, I think he was talking about like taking a break from posting videos on YouTube, and it was just super sincere. He was asking all of these great questions. He was causing me to ask myself all of these great questions, and just really encouraging, in the tone and the conversation that he was bringing up. I was going out to Colorado and saw that's where he was, and so I got the chance to hook up with him and make a video.
Why is a very personal question, and why is a very powerful question. If you can answer why for you, it changes everything.
Oh, that was such a beautiful video. And that you're able to surprise him with the gear. And
Yeah.
it was, I'm pretty sure I cried. And I left a long, meaningful comment on his video. And then we connected, and now we're friends.
Yeah.
It's
Awesome.
just so amazing that these relationships make so many things possible.
Totally agree. The connectedness of the entire global population, seemingly in 2021, is crazy. And to see YouTube be able to kind of foster some of those connections, and social media, it's fantastic.
And I just love that your style, it's so cinematic and brilliant, but the heart is the key. Like the video with you having lost your favorite knife that your dad gave you.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I cried at that video. It was so
Awesome.
so genuine.
Hone the storytelling, self-documentation skills now, so that if and when you get a story to tell, you'll be able to tell it. And that was an example of that. Like, I was just on a freelance shoot. I was shooting BTS for this Navy, and I was staying in a hotel 2 nights, and I woke up, the day after the shoot, and my knife was gone. And like, it's not my favorite knife. It's my only knife. Like, it's the knife that I was given by my dad when I was 14 years old, I believe. So it's at this point now 21 years old, and I've been carrying it in my pocket since I was 18. Like, it's my knife. It's literally, it's the only knife, and it wasn't there. It was gone. And I, a thing with a knife is like, or any, physical item, is you have to know at any point they can break, they can get lost, they can get stolen. Like, I never want to be so overly connected to an object that like, it matters. But this knife, if any object matters in my life, like, this would be the thing. And so, I just decided to go back and retrace my steps, and just started documenting the whole thing. And it was a situation where I was trying to be strong. I was trying to just not care. And, I convey this in the video. But when I find it, which, spoiler alert, I find it, I had used it, which I often do, to prop up my camera, so that for a vlog shot, so to get the lens just a little bit higher. It's sitting right in the picnic table where I had used it to prop it up. And I find it, and I just break down crying because of how badly I wanted to find it.
Also, it's just been a crazy year. you know, so emotions are running high.
And after that video, I said to my wife, I was like, I think it might be time to get a new knife and like, you know, put this one in a safe place and just let this one be the one that has a sentimental value. And then my new knife, you know, if I lose it, I don't want to have to break down crying every time I lose something that it really is a utility. Like I use it all the time. I use it every day. So yeah, no, it was one of those situations where, you know, if I wasn't comfortable on camera, if I hadn't kind of given myself the practice of self-documentation, that video probably would have fallen flat. You know, I don't know if I would have broken down crying while holding up a camera vlogging. You know, that's not a normal thing to be able to do. Most people don't like to be seen crying, you know, so to try to document it yourself is a weird thing. But yeah, and so I put that video together and just felt like, you know, 2020 was a hard year. Maybe some people will resonate with this. Thanks for that. Thanks for mentioning that video.
Self-documenting. It's so interesting how many different opinions there are about it. Like,
Yeah.
everyone should daily vlog, or no, vlogging, the time of vlogging is over. It's boring. Nobody cares what you ate for breakfast. And
Yeah.
it's like, but there's something special about the real human experience and telling a story that you know is going to resonate with someone else and inviting people into your world.
The crazy thing about vlogging is like, that's true. People are over knowing what you had for breakfast, and like that's totally true. Vlogs don't matter at all until they do. Until they're like, you're like lost in somebody's vlog and you're like, I can't believe this level of whatever, but expression through video. There's a huge argument, I think, for self-documentation, just in the fact that it's such good practice for other forms of storytelling. It's such a good kind of history lesson for yourself and your kids or future generations. You might end up capturing the beginning of some really amazing story that really does have like value right now on YouTube for hundreds or thousands or millions of other people to watch. Every time I pick up a camera, like we just went to the beach, my family and I, every time I start recording, you know, it's always in the back of my mind that like, yeah, this stuff might not be super useful, but it also might be the most useful thing that you've ever captured. So, you know, make it count.
I love how inspired I feel like from that. One of the last videos of yours that I watched, it like inspired me, like, yeah, I'm gonna make a vlog today. Like, I haven't done it in a really long time because I've had a lot of conversations lately. I watched this Cody vlog. I'm gonna do a vlog. I miss vlogging, actually. So today I watched a Cody Wanner video about going outside, changing your perspective, seeing what inspires you, vlogging, and just waiting for that moment when it clicks and you get inspired and you see how it's all going to come together.
I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it.
You got this amazing opportunity with Peter McKinnon.
And you can think like, where's my shot? Like, where's my shout out? I just want a shout out. So you do get a lot of people who then end up asking for a shout out, you know, and I totally agree. Like, it's not fair. You know, there are numerous channels who I consider like way undersubscribed, right? Because like you watch a video and you're like, oh my goodness, this is a 1 million subscriber channel. There's two of my friends, Nathan and Jonathan, they run this channel called Method Box. And every time I watch a video, I'm like, this is a 1 million subscriber channel. Where are all the subscribers? Like they just haven't found them yet. But a cool kind of, on the flip side of that is when you find a channel that's completely undersubscribed, and then like you get to follow that channel, and then it starts to take off, like the algorithm or the people start to find it, and it gets closer to, you know, not being oversubscribed, obviously, but just growth. You know, I've been reading this book called Ego is the Enemy.
Ooh.
And, you know, it's a knife edge that you walk on when you're vlogging, when you're making videos that kind of like star yourself, because, you know, in one sense, you can get very frustrated because more people aren't watching. In another sense, the ego required to think more people should be watching this, like that's called like main character syndrome. Like that's the other side of the slope where like that can really derail you as well. So it's a knife edge that we walk on doing this thing, and trying to stay out of your head about it in either way, you know. And so yeah, it's cool to see people doing it right, but it's also cool to know that whether you've got, you know, 2 subscribers or 2 million subscribers, you're there. Both of those people are struggling with similar things about, you know, not knowing what to make for their audience that's going to work well, not knowing if they even like making what they're making for themselves, not feeling creatively inspired, and all of that stuff. Like it doesn't matter where you're at. We're all just human beings who are like struggling with the human condition and purpose and all of that sort of stuff. So that's always been really inspiring to me, and especially meeting so many creators who have millions of subscribers and just hearing the same things over and over, and just realizing, oh, like you're a person too, just like me. You never get to a point where you feel like, okay, I've made it, you know. You don't get there, and unless you like mentally tell yourself, um you know, similar to how I felt like when I had 2,700 subscribers, like if you don't take a moment to step back and appreciate all that you have and all of that you've been given, and where your life has brought you to, and the skills and talents that you've acquired and that you're still continuing to hone with every single video you make, and the practice, if you don't take a moment to step back and appreciate that stuff, then you'll just never, you know, you'll just never feel like you made it. And even if you do take those moments, you know, you'll quickly fall back into but there's still more to do. And that's true. There is always still more to do. There's more to learn. There's more people to help. There's more people who, you know, you need to make sure they find you because you've got something that, you know, like you said about the video with Kamga, it's like, you know, I loved reading the comments on that video because of how it affected people around the world.
I was thinking back to a comment that I left on your Cody Vibe channel. I remember just being so confused when you said that it was a failure. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
but you had interaction. You crossed the 1,000 subscriber threshold. You got your freaking community tab opened on another place. Like, how is it a failure?
Yeah. For me, the reason that was a failure is because the goal of that channel there was 2 goals: to make me feel creatively inspired every single day, and to help me make my personal goals happen, which was like make a certain amount of money. I think there was a goal of like writing a book. There was a goal of like 2 or 3 online courses. Like the only goal of that channel was to make me feel creatively inspired and to help me accomplish those personal goals.
Mm-hmm.
And so I gave it a shot for 30 days or whatever I did, and it wasn't helping me get any closer to my personal financial goals and what I was trying to do. And I wasn't feeling creatively inspired. I was feeling creatively drained as a result of making those videos. So that channel was a failure. And I got a lot of comments that said, like, how dare you call this a failure when, you know, you got 1,000 subscribers? And I'm like, friends, I was never talking about the subscribers. There was never a subscriber goal that, like, it wouldn't, in other words, had I been creatively inspired and had it helped me accomplish those goals, but I only got, you know, 30 subscribers on it, it would have been a success. But the goals that matter far more than subscriber goals are the ones that you have control over.
I was chuckling to myself as I was thinking like, clickbaity title for this video is Cody Wanner a failure?
Yeah, it's a great one. I love it.
What does no small creator mean to you today?
Yeah, so I mean, in its very literal sense, it's a Facebook group where people who make anything, but primarily YouTube videos, can come together and talk about the good, the bad, the ugly of making YouTube videos in a like more theoretical kind of poetic sense. It's the idea, and it still is this to me, the idea that it is absolutely amazing that we as creators, you and I, can get like a picture, a script, a story, an idea inside of our heads, and then somehow convert it into something tangible that's outside, that exists in the world. Like, that is a massive undertaking and endeavor. There's just nothing small about it. Don't ever limit yourself by, don't hold on to this limiting, what I would consider a limiting belief of like, I am a small creator, because there's nothing small about what you're doing. But for me, and I think for a lot of people, we didn't like how limiting it felt to say, I'm just a small creator. So to get rid of that and to say, I'm a creator, my YouTube channel is smaller than it will be, is much more kind of empowering, and not only helps you to dream big, but helps you to feel more comfortable taking massive action. Like, how much time and energy should I invest into this video? Should I invest into this YouTube channel? And in my mind, if you're a small creator, the answer is going to be like, well, not a lot, because it's just a small thing. It's a small little side thing. You shouldn't invest a lot of time or money or energy into it. It's a small thing. But if it's not a small thing, if it's a massive thing with massive potential, both in a revenue way and in a purpose way, and like, all the stuff that a YouTube channel is, the ability to mass communicate, then you're going to be much more likely to invest more time, more energy, more struggle, like more education, more money in some cases, much more willing to invest that stuff. And that's that's the headspace that I want to be in, where I see it for what it is, and I'm willing to invest the proper amount of myself into it.
Yes. From the very beginning, I was investing in it like it was already a massive thing. That I've put so many hundreds of hours into this channel over the past 2.5 years, and didn't know about how big it was.
I love it.
But I came up with something to ask you today, because I don't know if you know, I used to be a part of a theater company called Covenant Players. I mean, I don't expect you to have known. You don't have time to watch all the No Small Creators videos.
Right.
But it was a really amazing community.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out today that one of the guys who was in it that I joined, we're the same age, I'm pretty sure. So when I was 19, I joined this ministry, and I met so many people, and so many people became my family. And I found out today that one of the guys that I knew, he was probably in his early 60s. He passed away.
Mm-hmm.
I had a conversation with him on this channel. These videos are going to be around forever, I think. I don't think YouTube's going anywhere. I think long after we're gone, these videos will still be here. If someone was watching this video after you were gone, what would you want to encourage them to do?
Mm. Yeah. Well, first off, I'm just so sorry for your loss, and yeah, that's like, yeah, I'm very sorry. Thanks for sharing that. And um, yeah, legacy, I think, is such a weird concept, you know, and it's like hard to think about. But I do think, as a creator, as someone who captures moments on video, or you know, even photos, and really writing and all of the different ways you can kind of capture experiences and thoughts, I do think like that we're more apt to engage with and wrestle with like the idea of legacy, just because of, like, you know, the documentation of it. But I think the first thing is like, that's so beautiful that you had a conversation with him and it's on the channel and it's there. You know what I mean? Like, that stuff, like, that is just, I can't even put words to it. Like, that stuff just hypes me up so much. I'm just so glad that um exists, you know? There's just like so much beauty and value in two people having a conversation, and then that conversation being recorded, and then that recording existing forever. I just think that that is like so crazy, you know, like infinitely valuable. And, you know, even then, you know, long after we're gone, like, yeah, chances are there's just like a very, very slim chance that like any conversation I will ever have will matter, you know, 100 years from now. It's like in, like, you know, a history way, or in like a something important happens, whatever way. But I think for me, like, you know, the message that I want, the legacy that I want to leave is like, there truly is magic in the mundane of each of our lives. And you truly are valuable enough to be documented. You have an infinite, you know, value inside of you, and your ideas matter and are valuable. And the things you say and do, and, you know, really at the root of it, like, the love that you choose to express into the world, you know, when you interact with somebody at a coffee shop, or when you're commenting on Twitter, you know, the times that you choose love, the times that you choose to try to make the world, or, you know, the person standing in front of you feel a little bit better, as opposed to, you know, bringing somebody down. No, that stuff's important. Like, that stuff actually matters. And you know, like, it also, there's times that we fail at that, like, a lot, you know, where you're in a bad mood and you don't take the time to try to make someone's life better. Like, you just kind of respond out of, you know, whatever. You don't really have time to think about like the infinite the infinite potential of every single decision. Like, nobody can live like that every single choice of every single day. But there's also just an unlimited, infinite amount of redemption available out there, you know. And if you made the wrong choice right now, the next second you can take steps to correct that choice, and try to you know, redeem it, and bring it to, you know, your life and other people's lives to you know, toward love. the fact that you captured a conversation with your friend who you just lost is just infinitely valuable, and I'm so thankful that you did that.
Yeah, thanks. And adding to your thoughts about we can't always do the right thing all the time, that's why vulnerability is so powerful, and I'm such a huge advocate for it, that's what unites us to people. And it's like, people don't care how cool you are at doing something. I mean, they do, but that's not going to connect their hearts to you. What's going to connect their hearts to you is to see you when you're in a place of, I really didn't want to care about this knife so much.
Right.
Like, it's like, it's not this 4-letter word, and it doesn't mean like sitting and crying like about something. It's not, you're not trying to get something from someone. You're just showing a real part of yourself.
Yeah, that right. Like, there's all different paths to like becoming interested in a person, right? But like, it's the vulnerability, whatever made you interested in them, when you then see them in a vulnerable state. I totally agree. Like, that's the thing that connects hearts very much.
The way that I finish my conversations is I give hugs.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on. Really appreciate it.
Bye.